Hello and welcome. Um, this is going to be a very interesting live. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I think it's going to be something that people appreciate because I am not a biased person. Uh, Maybe we're back. I always have problems in the beginning. We're going to let people load in. As you're loading in, please tell me where you're watching from. This is going to be, again, a very interesting uh, live. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to be said. But as you can see, guys, as of me posting this live that we're gonna go live, uh, Roman NFKRZ already posted on his Instagram things about me. So it's already getting to them. I have no idea how he even knows about me, but you're gonna see something very interesting because this is not the first time that Roman from this channel has called me out. This is on his Instagram. This is Roman / NFKRZ. About an hour ago, he saw my video and he made this comment. This is the most pathetic YouTuber in existence. So he's calling me. We're gonna get to him. He's not going to be the first person we talk about. And again, I'm not hating on any of these people. I'm a very, very fair person. But anyways, he says, this is the most pathetic YouTuber in existence. Bro, literally a veteran who took part in America Imperial Wars. He used to be on America's nuts. He used to be seriously on America's nuts. He wanted to go to America and live his Hollywood dream in America. And anyways, this is hilarious. It says, this is so funny. Sorry. Bro, literally a veteran who took part in American imperial wars, now moved to Russia, goes screaming about Western hypocrisy. Listen, there is a such thing as Western hypocrisy. He's just too entitled. He's like, listen, he's an entitled Russian kid. He grew up in an entitled childhood. Whether you want to accept it or not, Russians on average live way better than some of us in America. About Russia not being able to get away with waging wars. No, this has nothing to do with America getting away with wars and Russia not being able to get with wars. I focused on the hypocrisy of the West. When he gets to choose how to interpret what I was trying to say, it's fair game. But it's now fair game for me to rebuttal. Okay, guys? So please, this is him on his Instagram. And this is not the only thing. All right, are we back? So this is on his Instagram. My guy literally took part in what America did as a soldier, but now he's obviously remorseful for his war crimes. I love how he's calling what I did war crimes without knowing what the hell I did. This is the kind of beast we're talking about. Can you guys hear me or not? Is there any sound coming out? Okay, so if you don't know, we're gonna be going over multiple YouTubers, but I wanted to focus and tell you a little bit about the last one. We're gonna get to Roman last because he's the absolute embodiment of what's wrong with their community. So here you can see this is his Instagram. He's called me out. Notice, I want to show you guys something. Please pay very close attention to this. Okay, this is gonna be the craziest one out of all of them. If you see on the screen, he posted this years ago when I had less than 1,000 subscribers. This is Roman angry at me when I had less than 1,000 subscribers. This is fascinating. Wild Siberia, 927 subscribers. And he's already crying about how I told him, I said, bro, you left Russia. Maybe you shouldn't be so anti-Russian because if FSB knows about me, they can find you too. Do you ever want to visit your mother? I gave him really good advice. And I told him, if the FSB knows where I live, they know where the hell you live, bro. Why would you be so anti-Russia and so negative against Russians? Because his hate was not against Vladimir Putin, the president. His hate was against all Russians and all immigrants like me who lived in Russia. This is the beast that we're talking about. We're going to get to him later. I just wanted you to know, guys, that we will be covering him because he already focused in on me. Okay, he already focused in on me and he already knows that we exist. All right, so remember, this live he's probably watching. I have no bias against these people and I'm going to get started right now. So, hello and welcome to today's live. From the thumbnail, you may have seen some YouTubers that you used to watch or you're still watching. I myself still watch some of these YouTubers, surprisingly enough, because look, I enjoy the content that some of these people make. Like Roman, he does make some hilarious ass stuff. I watch it because it's freaking hilarious. I like to see where his mind is. I used to watch him way before he left Russia. A lot of people probably liked Russia because of him. Isn't it interesting that I came to Russia knowing about him and I even saw some of his videos and I said, you know what, Russia seems like a cool place. And he did a 180 and took it somewhere else. By the way, guys, make sure to hit like if you support this channel, please. It doesn't cost you guys anything and the algorithm pushes this out. We're going to get started on the first person I wanted to talk about today. Maybe you guys know him. Hopefully, every time we have someone new, I need you guys to tell me if you know them, yes or no. Okay, because it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm telling you right now. So, do you guys know this channel? This one is Natasha Adventures. And the reason why I chose Natasha Adventures yeah, so my father is letting people know that I don't mess around with these anti-Russian people who are full of propaganda. So this is Natasha's Adventures, and the reason why I'm bringing this person up, you know, she might look like a kind person. I don't know her. Okay, like I've seen some of her videos, but I figured out why exactly she became so anti-Russian. We're going to be looking at a clip of one of her videos. We're going to just look at the first 10 seconds and we're going to try to figure out why exactly she left Russia and why she's so anti-Russian. So, let me get this queued up for you guys. Let me see here. Oops, I just closed one of my windows. Okay. So if we look at her channel, and we're going to be doing a deep dive, we're going to be studying these people because these are unique situations that they're in. I want you guys to look at the kind of content that she's producing, and you tell me, are people who come like me who are immigrants to Russia, are we brainwashed? Are we the problem? Right? You can see some of the names of her videos here. Let's see. I'm going to go back all the way down. Let's try to go all the way down. Now, the purpose of this live is we need to see where the people just made a turn and went radical. We want to see where these people changed their mind about Russia, because the majority of them had very positive views about Russia, and we understand. I'm not ignorant to the fact that they don't support the war in Ukraine. I'm not ignorant to that. The problem is they benefit from the lies that they create. A lot of people have come to Russia since and have debunked a lot of the things that they have said. So while I'm scrolling, guys, just look at the videos and look at the oldest videos and see how it works. So I guess I could just go oldest to see what the mood was back then. Okay, this is 4 years ago, and it looks absolutely normal. You see the thumbnails look way different. It actually looks like she's leaning into the Russian lifestyle. It looks like she's leaning into that, right? She's kind of using stereotypical Russian things, and it's kind of informative. Her oldest videos are informative videos about Russia. A lot of the videos that she used to make are the videos that a lot of us immigrants are making in Russia. So it kind of, the roles have reversed. You know what I'm saying? Please let me know if you understand. Her natural videos were informative videos showing what life in Russia is like. And we're going to see this trend a lot. Russia was used to be told by the Russian people. The most influential Russians were making videos about how life was in Russia. And let's continue looking. It used to be a lot of information stuff. Even here, she's letting us know about culture shocks, 5 things Russia we do differently than China. It's just nonstop information things. We don't see anything political yet. Obviously, it's just travel. I think she's part of the gay community as well. I don't hate on that. I'm not hating on that. I'm from California. I have a positive view on this. Unlike many of people who come to Russia because they don't like gays, I care for you to be happy as long as you don't push that agenda on us, the rest of the population. I respect her for that. I don't care. Let's continue looking. Up until now, it looks absolutely normal. Look at that. Nothing out of the ordinary. Now let's just fast forward to when disaster strikes for her. All right. And you can see, by the way, that she was very successful. She was very successful even before the conflict in Ukraine. She had a very stable channel. She was very successful, which is really, really cool because she wasn't making her channel based off of the BS that has happened in Ukraine. So this is the video where she says, I left Russia. She made this 2 years ago. Okay? If you look at her channel here, It says 1.7 million views. I left Russia and I was interrogated at the border. So 2 years ago is when she becomes, I guess when the problems start for her is 2 years ago. Let's listen to a little bit of what she has to say. I don't want to get copyrighted. I don't want any problems with these people. But she's the first one on the list because she's a good example of a channel that existed before the conflict and a channel that has grown significantly during the conflict. And she's a channel that completely changed her format. She completely changed her format. Let's go here. Let me know if you guys can hear. I've had sound issues in the past.
I checked in. I got my tickets. I'm so anxious. I mean, flying within Russia is a different story. But here I'm flying to another country. Oh my god. There are 3 main airports in Moscow and I'm used to Sheremetyevo and this one, Domodedovo, and I was scared maybe I took the wrong route. You know, this typical anxieties like, oh, what if I oversleep? But yeah, I'm checked in. But there will be a transfer in Baku as well, and I know I should be anxious about this too. That's my breakfast, pancakes.
I don't know if this sounds all right, but the video is essentially showing you a normal flight. She's saying that she's anxious. She's saying that she's anxious. Nothing happened to her. I guarantee you, if you look that video up, it's just a normal flight. But that's the beginning of her change of content. She has to say that she was interrogated because in Russia, when you leave, every citizen and every tourist has to say, where are you going? Show me where you're flying. These are not interrogations. I've made a video about what a real interrogation is. She was just questioned at the border control. She wasn't taken out of the line. This is not documented. I don't understand. We're going to move on to the next person, but let's look at her content after she left Russia. Remember, her content was very informative and it's very appreciated by the communities outside of Russia because a lot of people like me probably enjoyed videos like hers where we get to learn about Russia. I mean, here even if you look at the if you look at this time thing, she's just literally waiting at the airport like a normal human being talking, and then gets on the flight, and she ends up going to Georgia.
So, yes, I'm in Georgia. This is my final destination. I'm not going anywhere else, and I don't know how much time I will spend here, at least half a year, maybe a year. I don't know what I'm doing, and we love that. We're here for the adventure. So yeah, on that first day when I flew to Tbilisi, my good friend Zach the Russian met me. If you watched my channel last year, you might have seen Zach in some of my videos. And Zach is also a Russian who left Russia because of the war. He actually left early on, was like in March, and he makes videos about Russia's politics. He does a great job. So Zach showed me the city. We climbed up some.
Okay, so keep this in mind. Remember Georgia, and remember this is an actual tight community that they have. This girl is not alone. Almost everybody who we show in these videos probably know each other. I have to say, they are very entitled people. I understand they're content creators and they were the top, like the cream of the crop. These people were the most viewed content creators in Russia, and they chose this radical view on Russia for views, for money, and all of these things. I can say as an American, I don't bite the hand that feeds me. I may not agree with my country, and I'll say when I don't agree, but I won't go as far as lie about things. Everything I've ever said about the United States is absolutely true. I come from the ghettos of Los Angeles. I come from the ghettos. I had an upbringing worse than any of these influencers you will see today. The Russians of today are entitled people. They grew up in a time where the Russia was prospering. Maybe they don't accept it, but Russia today, the kids growing up in Russia are prospering way better than kids in ghettos in Los Angeles, ghettos in New York, ghettos even in some parts of Europe. So let's look at her content at 2 years, right? 2 years ago after she left Russia. And by the way, please do consider hitting like, guys. This really helps out the channel a lot. Believe me, it helps out the channel a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you help the community grow. So here we go. I'm gonna call out a few of her titles. Please pay attention to how weird things get, okay? Because this is a really weird thing for me. And notice, she has been to so many countries by now. She doesn't have a sustainable or a stable life. She chose the life of traveling, and she chose the life of an entitled human being. She has no clue what she's talking about in most of her stuff, but look at this. I have one more thing to prove that she's a propagandist. So this is all normal, right? I don't hold any of this stuff against her. This is completely normal. A lot of the people who hate, they don't like content like this. Oops. There we go. So we're gonna continue. Sorry. Listen, the titles here, you can see she's moving all around different countries, and this is a sign that she has no home, right? She has no allegiance. She has no actual pride wherever the hell she's coming from. Now, I will say, people who say, why are you doing these types of videos? Dennis, you don't understand why I'm talking about this, because you don't understand what it is to be an immigrant in Russia. And there's two communities. There's the Russian YouTubers who look down on YouTubers who are in Russia right now. And nobody's made this type of content. And I think that I'm the perfect representative for my community, because nobody else talks like I do, and nobody else is a straight shooter. I am not making this video out of hate or dislike for her. I do get tired of the hypocrisy. I'm not the type of person to sit here and take the humiliation. I showed in the beginning of this live how humiliating it is when a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers comments on my, thank you for subscribing. So when these Russian YouTubers hate on immigrant YouTubers in Russia, I have to say something about it. So here we go. Check this out. This one right here, it took me a little bit to figure out, guys. But check this out. If you don't know, this Rihi podcast guy, Arthur Rihai, whatever, he's an Estonian, I think, military guy. He's super pro-Ukrainian. He's super anti-Russia. Okay, and she comes on a podcast with him. Some of the people that I'm going to show you today allied up with anti-Russian, pro-Ukrainian channels. This is weird to me. You know, I would never go on a channel that hates my country, because my country, even if I don't agree with the politics, they're still Americans. I'm a man of the people. So, do you guys know this guy? Do you guys know this guy, Arthur Rihai, whatever it is? This guy is a pro-Ukrainian military guy, and he is super, how would I say, he's kind of like the pinnacle of the hate towards Russia for younger men. Younger males look to him to see the anti-Russian propaganda that he makes. So if you don't know him, you should definitely look it up and see how disgusting it is that you have a girl who's Russian who goes on channels like that and just starts talking nonsense, okay? So that's what it is. We're gonna continue on with the next person. Please do consider subscribing. We are gonna get to the Lord of all the community, which is NFKRZ, I think. Roman, he actually called me out, and I'm really glad that he did, because it brings attention to these kind of people. Just remember Natasha, this is not going to be the last time you see her, okay? Because Natasha is going to come back up in other channels that we talk about, okay? Now, the next channel I wanted to talk about is another female YouTuber. And this one here, let me see real quick. This one's going to be quite interesting. This one's also going to tell you a different story. It's going to be a totally unique situation. Here we go.
Today I'm leaving.
Here we go. Let me load this up. Okay, this one is called Matt and Julia. Okay, Matt and Julia is a very, very unique channel. Matt and Julia, this is a couple. This guy, I think, is British and she's Russian. It's almost the same as myself and Ksenia. Now, if you start a channel with a mix of culture like you would think, okay, this has to be a channel that's balanced. She's Russian, he's from the West. What could go wrong? Let's do the same thing we did to the previous channel. Let's go ahead. Thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. Welcome to the community. We put Vladimir Putin on the bear because it's hilarious. I have to mention, the Putin stuff is really funny to me. I am not a Russian. I never want to be Russian because I respect the Russian people. My kids will be Russian. A lot of you guys know my wife is pregnant. That little baby's going to be Russian. And we do the Putin stuff because it's comedy. So yeah, Matt is British. Please comment. Everybody comment right now. Do you know this channel? Matt and Julia. Let me know before we continue. Do you guys know this channel? Matt and Julia. No. Oh, this is really interesting, guys. Now you guys are learning about more channels. They are a couple, and the good thing about this is that some of you guys know them, some of you guys don't. Please do check all of these channels, check them out, and learn for yourself what kind of people are vlogging from Russia or are Russian. Because right now we should see what's going on. Now, everybody who I show is not anti-Russian, but we will talk about why they left Russia to benefit themselves. Okay, so let's continue. I have here, we're going to hear why or what she's talking about. Let me know if the sound is okay.
Today I'm leaving Russia. Don't really want to, but don't really have a choice. I said goodbye to all my family yesterday. I said goodbye to my sister this morning. So it's just my grand left. But yeah, I just packed up my last little bits and all ready to go.
Now notice they say they have to leave. They have to leave. I'll tell you why she had to leave. This one was actually very simple to figure out. I do not have anything against her, but it's really freaking easy to figure out why she had to leave. Thank you so much. Check this out, guys. Let me pop this up. This is why some YouTubers from Russia had to leave. Pay attention. This is the same channel, Matt and Julia. The first 10 seconds of this video, the first 10 seconds of this video tell you why they had to leave Russia. Please, once you see it, type it on the comment section. Once you see why they had to leave.
Brought to you by Squarespace. This video is 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 brought to you by Squarespace.
I mean, I understand that they have sponsorships. I am not hating on that. It is a beautiful thing to be able to sustain yourself. Again, a lot of these people that I'm showing are not anti-Russian, but they did leave Russia and made videos about leaving Russia to make money. If she didn't leave Russia or made a video about leaving Russia, she probably would have not had the sponsorships that she had. Everybody, when the conflict started, had to choose sides. Will I leave Russia? Will I show that I at least left Russia? These are the type of things you have to think about. Now, I want to show you something else. Please, please, guys, pay attention. I am not hating on them. We're going to be looking at their videos now. Check this out. This is where it gets really interesting. Okay? Because the video of them leaving was 2 years ago. Okay? This was 2 years ago. And by the way, please do not unsubscribe to these people. This video is not so that you unsubscribe. This video is to justify why I make videos, why other people in my community make videos. The people who are anti-Russian or left Russia, they should be able to do whatever they want, but they should not try to humiliate people like me. The no effort, whatever the heck is Roman, whatever the hell his name is, NFKRZ, didn't have to try to humiliate me for me living in Russia. The reason why I'm making this live is to show that we can coexist. If you want to go and live in Europe and make your life, go and do it. But don't try to humiliate immigrants who come to Russia and make videos how they see Russia. You are entitled to your opinion. And as Russians, it is weird. Russians are so privileged these days that they make fun of Westerners who come to Russia. Because we grew up in ghettos and we had to work since we're 5 years old as immigrants in other countries. America is a land of immigrants, and I had to live like a damn immigrant even though I was born in the United States. Let's now look at Matt and Julia's most recent videos. This video when she left was made 2 years ago. Now let's look at something else. Please keep in mind, guys, when she left Russia was 2 years ago. Let's see if she came back. Oh, I forgot to show you the oldest ones. Okay, guys. Her old videos are traditional. Information. She's, I guess, Siberian, guys. Look at this. What is Siberia like? Thank you for subscribing. Ulan-Ude, Buryatia. This is really informative. Even she made a video about Lake Baikal, where I live. Look at that, guys. This is really cool. This is 4 years ago. This is 4 years ago. Again, this matches the same as that other girl. The first videos were informative videos. They used the stereotypes to grab attention. Her channel was successful before she went a little bit anti-Russian, a little bit, oh, I don't know about this. Just keep that in mind. Now, we're going to fast forward. And we're going to fast forward now to 2 years, right after she left. We're going to see if she came back. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Lost in a province of Russia. Life in forgotten Siberia. The reality of life in Russia. Emotional return. Russia has changed. Let's see a little bit of that video. What has changed in Russia? I've lived in Russia for the last 3 years, and it's only gotten better. Because I come from a poor country and a poor neighborhood, I see progress in Russia. By the way, I live in a smaller town than she does. I come from a more poorer place than she does. Let's see what happens.
Russia has changed so much for me. I don't think it will ever be the same. The wind got too unbearable to stay outside. I actually thought that I will never come back to Russia, especially here. But then I read a lot that you're supposed to lean into your pain and go right into it, whatever hurts the most.
Come on. What
Really hard to run away from it because I just didn't know what to do. I also read a book on the way here. Phrase for the first time.
Okay, that's her conclusion, guys. We're not going to go into it. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. A lot of these people, yes, it's a personal thing, but I feel like these people bait, right? If you look at that video, it's a personal thing, but it almost feels like she came back for the views because of that. If she was truly thinking she was never going to come back to Russia, she should have stuck to her guns. But it seems like these people will use anything to gather clicks. Perhaps she lost a family member. Perhaps something happened in her family, but she exploits that situation. This is not anti-Russian. I respect her for doing whatever she wants, but we saw that she left Russia because of the advertisements on her videos, the paid Western companies, the money that she was getting. I am not the judge. She can do whatever she wants. Let's look a little bit more at her other videos. And by the way, a lot of these YouTubers probably cannot come back. I don't think that some of these YouTubers that we're going to see today can come back safely to Russia. A lot of the things that they've done and said are super illegal in Russia. Let's continue here and finish looking at her videos. If you notice, these people who left Russia, they essentially they just never stopped traveling, but they were travelers already. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do you think that she's anti-Russian or not? I'm in the middle. I don't think she's anti-Russian, and I don't think she's neutral, right? Let's say neutrality is one side and anti-Russian is another side. Pro-Russian, none of these people are going to be pro-Russian, but at least being neutral. Do you guys think that she's anti-Russian? Let's put a poll for the people. I don't think she's anti-Russian. I think she's neutral, and I think they're staying neutral as best they can. They are going to use Russia whenever it does benefit them, obviously. But you can't blame them, because even YouTubers like me, we use Russia as the subject of our videos. And I told you I was not going to be a biased person. The first one is super anti-Russian. The first one is clearly anti-Russian. I even forgot her name, like Natasha or something. She went out of her way to go into enemy, like these people who are making podcasts, they're actually supporting weapons to Ukraine and all of these things. She went on that podcast. That person, the first one, was absolutely anti-Russian. This woman, I will say, is not anti-Russian. She's an opportunist, but she's not anti-Russian. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You have to be honest as well. There's a clear line between who is anti-Russian and who is neutral. Do not, I want to say, do not, guys, judge people because they're trying to survive. There is a level to how bad you can sink. Right now, Natasha is above, Natasha right now is the highest on the list for anti-Russian. And we're going to make a list, okay? So stay on this live. We're going to move on to the next person. But right now, the first one is the first confirmed anti-Russian. I think it was Natasha. Matt and Julia, we're going to keep here as neutral on my list. Matt and Julia, neutral. Okay, this is going to be a neutral. Natasha, anti-Russian. And you know what? It's not my business to say what should happen to these people. You should not subscribe. You should subscribe. I'm doing a deep analysis on these people because these people go out of their way to make people like me look like scum. Some of their titles, some of their content makes immigrants in Russia look like trash. So I'm doing this for all of the community. No one has done this before. I'm speaking for every other immigrant in Russia who has content and who doesn't have content. There are immigrants in the Russian Federation who don't make content, who are looked down upon by these people. So I am here representing them. Now this next one is going to be interesting. We've done 2 females. Now we're going to be doing a male for the first time. And the one I'm going to choose is this one. Do you guys know who this is? Sanctioned Ivan. Now, funny thing about this one is I actually made a live with him. Everybody comment on the comment section now. Do you know who this is? Yes or no? Tell me if you know this one. We're going to do this. We're all moving together. We're going to say, do we know them? If we don't know them, we are going to... Hey, there's our first donation. He's making a list and checking it twice. Got to find out who's naughty and nice. That's freaking awesome, man. Thank you, man. So I've interviewed this guy before, and you need to understand that this guy, he's the most recent one that went absolutely into the left field. And now a lot of his subscribers maybe are my subscribers. I am not hating on him. I am not, none of these people I hate. I am only the person who's bringing this into the attention of the public eye. Okay? Okay, if you like him, I don't dislike him. I don't care about him. But he does make some content that is questionable. Let's look into him. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're not subscribed and you want to talk on this live, you have to subscribe and stay communicating with the chat and all of these things. So we're gonna end the poll on Matt and Julia, and it is 50%, 54% no. 54% no, guys. That is really good. That is what I thought. I'm really happy that you guys think the same. I am really happy that you guys thought that Matt and Julia were not anti-Russians. Now we're going to be looking at Sanctioned Ivan now. Again, we're going to be looking at this guy. We're going to first look at his old content. Let's get to it. By the way, you see this video here, American arrested in Russia? This was what certified him. That is what certified him anti-Russian to me. Hey, Ginger, before I even hear, let me tell you that one of my Russian friends is now an American citizen. She's still also a citizen of Russia. She came here before she was married, an American that was in Russia. Ginger, I love you. Thank you for being on the stream. All we're doing today is talking about Russian YouTubers and their content. I am going to show you guys the previous type of content that Sanctioned Ivan was doing, and then you're gonna decide if he's anti-Russian or not. By the way, we know if you're funded and you want to make money, this is not necessarily anti-Russian as long as your views are not radical. Okay, there are radicals and there are people who are neutral. So here we go, guys. We're gonna look at Sanctioned Ivan. This is a pretty big channel. His channel is almost as big as mine. I would say that's a pretty big channel. Let's go ahead and look at his old videos. Привет, друг. Здравствуйте. Добро пожаловать. Okay, videos, oldest. This is a fairly recent new channel. You see, he started 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he's talking about sanctions. A lot of people in Russia were talking about sanctions. So far, not a problem. He's just making the regular stuff, talking about sanctions and McDonald's. I never made that kind of stuff. You know, it was a little bit clickbaity though, because it's a little bit clickbaity. He was leaning into destroyed Russian city under sanctions, destroyed city under sanctions part 2. He was leaning so hard into the sanctions stuff. It can already tell you where his mentality is. He was leaning heavy towards the sanctions. Remember that. Let's keep going. All of this stuff 2 years ago is in Russia. All of this is in Russia. I don't see anything crazy. This is all Russian. He's in Russia 2 years ago. And it's all information water. Information content. I read water. I said information water. So you can see his views. His views were not so much 2 years ago, guys. His views 2 years ago were not a lot because he was making clickbait content. Let's see what happens when something mysterious happens where he says maybe he left Russia. Let's keep going. All right, this is where it starts, guys. This is where it starts. He says escaped Russia. Right here next to me, right below me, if you look down here, escaped Russia, refugees in Turkey. Okay, next one. First day after escaping Russia. Okay, the next video. Problems after escaping Russia. Okay. And then this one. No luck after escaping Russia. Okay. Let's keep looking at his videos. New life after escaping Russia. Hardest adventures after escaping Russia. Okay. Now we're going to look at his most recent videos. Now we're going to be looking at the most recent videos. Guys, he escaped Russia maybe like 15 times. Sanctioned Ivan has used that to his advantage. Sanctioned Ivan has escaped Russia maybe 20 times, and he's a veteran of the special escaping operation. Now, please hit a like on this video in the name of Ivan for being a veteran of the special escaping operation from Russia. Sanctioned Ivan has left Russia so many times that if there was a world record on the books, you would see Ivan's face on there, because he probably escaped Russia more times than everybody on this list. Let's look at his most recent videos. This is where it gets pretty crazy. I'm going to show you. Remember, the first videos, guys, remember how it went. The first videos were informative, and then Ivan escaped, and then we have this. This is what we get. Oh, we got a blessed. We got a blessed. Ginger just blessed some of you guys. We got to ride this out. We got to ride this out, boys. We got to ride this out, boys. When you guys become new members to this live, you got to really give the thanks to Ginger for the donations, guys. You guys know the new members, you got to Giga Chat it up. This is the Giga Chat. You have to Giga Chat to Ginger. If you are new members, refresh your page. You have to refresh your page and you will get our emojis, right? You get to use our emojis. Shout out to Ginger. We love you. Make sure, guys, to Giga Chat for Ginger. Holy moly. Ginger's coming in hot. We love you, Ginger. Guys, if you're members now, Giga Chat it up for Ginger. We're going to have to take a small break for the... Ginger's a female, by the way, Daniel. Goodbye, Adam. It's hilarious when people call me a traitor and they can't even spell in English. Adam Leibovitz. Yeah, I don't know, man. You don't seem like a compatriot of mine. This live is not anti-Russian, not anti-American, not anti-anything. The Giga Chat is for members only. You get to use these emojis. And we'll get on soon for the rest of the... Once these things stop coming on. Now, I don't know if Ivan escaped mobilization. It is not my job to talk about that. What I want to show is, I want to show how his thank you again. Look at that. We love you, Ginger. Oh, man. Thank you for subscribing. Did you guys see that donation by Ginger? If you missed it, it's one of the best. Oh, wait, we gotta wait. All right, we're gonna continue on. Thank you, Ginger, for lighting up the stream. You do a great job in just being so freaking awesome and keeping the community tight. Remember, boys, if you're a new member, send over that Giga Chat for Ginger. And by the way, Ginger, we're gonna put in a Gopnik emoji, and it's gonna be called Ginger because it's freaking awesome. So here we go. Remember his first videos were informative videos. And now look at the titles. This is where it gets to be really interesting. Russia is crippled. Putin spent 64 million. War comes to Moscow. Russians can't afford food. So somewhere along the line, Ivan just starts talking about the most craziest thing. Putin enraged. What is going on in Russia? Russia preparing for nuclear rockets tests. Like, he is really leaning into this. Look at this one. Mass mobilization is coming to Russia. Sanctions hit hard. So he becomes a doomsdayer, guys. We're going to keep looking at this. Look at this title here. Look at this title here. Oh, I'll do it under me. Russia is falling apart. Putin using nuclear weapons. Russia collapsing. The end is near. Russian economy in ruins. Putin doesn't care. It's just, guys, I really, do you understand what I'm talking about?
Just imagine, somehow you appear in the same room as...
Now this is where it gets dark, boys. This is where it gets dark. Now I'm going to ask you guys, before we show you the other one, Starsky UA, I think he's like a operator, or I think Starsky UA is some sort of Ukrainian military guy, right? Now, do you know this other guy? Do you know this other guy? He's now talking to Ukrainian military people, openly speaking again with military from the Ukraine military. He's a propaganda officer. Do you guys know this? I don't know this guy. But when I saw this interview, parts of this interview, I was wondering, what are you gaining from this, man? What do you have to prove? The interview that he's doing is not at all neutral. Check this out. Let's see a little bit of it.
Vladimir Putin, but you can't do anything to him, right? Physically or anything like that. What question would you ask him? Just like one question. What do you think you would ask him? What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video. And then, a matter of fact, it's actually my first podcast that I'm doing right now with...
Yeah, in a newspaper. I was like 18. And I worked in this newspaper in Kiev. It was... And they were taking bribes that,
Let's look at his guest. This is the guest that he had on. He sold out to clickbait. His video 2 years ago were informative. Now they're just Putin deranged syndrome. Like Trump deranged syndrome is for liberals. Hey, that's a good way of putting it, man. I feel like some people have... Listen, the last person on our list, 100% has Putin deranged syndrome. This guy right here, who's on the last on our list, is absolutely going through deranged syndrome. Okay? And we know who we're talking about. This guy really absolutely cannot stand Putin, but we'll get to him later. Now, the question is, guys, thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Gilligan. As you know, I freaking love your name. It reminds me of my childhood. This is the next guy, okay? Now, I will say one last thing. You have to understand, 1 second. This is the one of the most important things about him. If you didn't know, he made a podcast as well with this guy, Sabbatical Tommy. Do you guys know Sabbatical Tommy? Yes or no? This is going to be the last segment on Sanctioned Diving before we ask if he's anti-Russian or not. This guy, Sabbatical Tommy, came to the Russian Federation and tried to instigate problems at the border, okay? I made a video myself debunking his whole story. The video that I made essentially debunked all of his travels here in Russia. He tried to instigate the border patrol, and well, he got caught and he had to pay for it. He was jailed. Hey Dan, found this channel by seeing NFKRZ IG story about this stream. Thank you for expressing yourself and exposing these weirdos. Hey man, thank you for, look, I never expected people from his Instagram to find this stream. The problem is they are Russians and they made content so different 2 years ago. Now, I grew up, like I said, in American ghettos. I was not privileged. And he's privileged enough to grow up in Russia. He had a mother and a father, and he had an apartment. I had to work since I was age 5. And I had to go through 3 wars in my lifetime. I don't agree with war, even though I was in war. The problem with him is that he doesn't respect other people's way of life. He's a hypocrite. I came to Russia. I liked it. He's made much content about immigrants in Russia and how we're Z. That makes no sense. What if we just like Russia? Like he was on the balls of the United States for a long time. You are freaking awesome, Red Star guy. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for that comment. It means a lot to me. Thank you, brother. It's hypocrisy. Okay, guys. I made this video on Sabbatical Tommy. Sabbatical Tommy is the classic anti-Russian. He came to Russia, he got arrested for committing crimes at the border, and he later went on to say that he was pro-Ukrainian. When he said he was pro-Ukrainian, he showed up on Ivan's stream. Everybody now is going to vote. You saw Ivan's old content, you saw his content when he left Russia, and you saw his content much after he left Russia. Is he anti-Russia or is he neutral? Here we go. We're going to put it on the polls now. So the poll has started, guys. If you think that he's anti-Russian, the answer is yes. If you say no, then he's neutral. There is no pro-Russian person on this list. I was not going to put any pro-Russians on this list, but we will be talking about one that is neutral and it's absolutely fair. Okay? So please, guys, everybody go on and comment. Is he anti-Russian or not? And by the way, Ron, it's because people like Ivan, they hate themselves for being so wrong. So it's because people like Ivan, they hate themselves for being so wrong that they're trying to justify their hatred, in my opinion. They will do anything to try and justify what they feel, and they'll try to do anything to disregard what others feel, Gilligan. It's a weird yin-yang that lives inside their soul where they try just as hard to justify their things, but they try just as hard to disregard everybody else's feelings. And it's a balance of hatred, and it's a powerful thing. They cannot sustain this their entire lives. it's going to rot them from the inside out, Gilligan. And you say it so perfectly. They really try so hard to justify what they feel, but because they try so hard to do that, they have to disregard everybody else's opinions. And I'm not about that. If one of them agreed to come on live with me and debate some topics, I would be the first one to accept it. None of them would do it. None of them would do it. Red Star Guy, thanks again, brother. You are welcome. I am Russian American naturalized citizen who served in United States Air Force. Fucking hell yeah, man. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran from the Afghanistan War. I remember specifically landing in Afghanistan. The Air Force took me. And I remember specifically being told that the chow halls that the Air Force had were amazing. And I waited an entire deployment on the way back. And I landed in an Air Force base and I ate ice cream and I shit myself. Thank you for your service, man. That's I hope you enjoyed that story, by the way. Like I legitimate shit myself. I shit myself after being on deployment for 7 months. They told me about the chow halls that the Air Force had. And Red, you can, Red, correct me if I'm wrong, Red. The Air Force has absolutely the best chow halls, the best barracks. And I remember waiting so long to actually get to one. And I had diarrhea the next day. All right, guys. We're going to continue on with the live stream. I want to say thank you guys so much. We almost have, I think, I can't tell how many viewers we have, but we have almost 300 upvotes. Thank you so much for that. Let's try to get to 300. It's awesome. It's awesome to see so many people on here. We're going to continue on now. We're going to keep talking about Ivan because I have one more thing to talk about. I have one more thing to say about him. Here we are. So this is what I wanted to talk about. This particular video. And now this is going to get really, really deep. Because look at the title. Okay? Escaping Russian Mobilization. Now, I am not a Russian. I have never claimed to be Russian. I served my country in a time of war. Not everybody is meant to be a warrior. I am actually happy that Ivan didn't join the Russian military because he would have been a threat to his own people. He looks like the type of man who can severely hinder his unit. So when I saw this video and when I saw he didn't join the military and I saw the type of person that he was, I was actually happy. Because when people like him join the military, it causes problems in the unit. He could get other people hurt or he can cause other people to get deleted. So I am not hating on him for this fact. If he felt that he was not man enough, if he felt that he was not competent enough, then it is fine. The reality is that not everybody is meant to be a warrior, and I do not judge him for fleeing. What I do judge him for is making videos talking about mobilization. I absolutely cannot stand it. He dishonors every Russian body that has fought in the special military army and the conflict in Ukraine, the war, whatever you want to call it, by saying Russia's force mobilizing men to their death and speaking in this manner. That's when I have a problem. If you didn't want to join the military, do not talk down on the people who are fighting for a country. That is when I have a problem with scum like him. Again, I don't hate him, but I see his choice of words and how he expresses himself. And these are men who are going to go fight and possibly lose their lives. War is hell. The men fighting on both sides are going to experience something that not a lot of people are going to experience. And by making videos degrading their service, I cannot respect that. I cannot respect that. My kids are going to be born in Russia. If I have a son, as you guys know, my wife is pregnant. If I have a son, he will have to do his military duty in Russia. I would never talk down on a man who does his service. So when you make videos talking about Russians, mobilization, downplaying their service, making them look like orcs and all of these other things, making people who just have to serve look like animals, that's when I have a problem with Sanctioned Ivan. So that's the last thing I'm going to say about him. Please, we have over 100 votes. Go on and vote. Is Sanctioned Ivan a anti-Russian or is he neutral? And we're going to be closing the votes soon. Oh, we made it over 300 likes. Thank you so much, guys. We did it. Please tell me if you guys are done voting. The poll is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, closed. Sanctioned Ivan, anti-Russian, 84% said yes. Brad Wentworth says, hey man, I really like your videos, posts, and I agree with you when you say that people should live where they want to live and like how to show respect to the country that you live in. Absolutely, man. George, thank you for subscribing. Yeah. So Ivan has been voted as anti-Russian. Okay. If you want to know about my service, I joined the United States Marine Corps on an 8-year contract in 2009. I took part in 3 major operations or 3 campaigns in Afghanistan. I was a combat engineer. I did route clearance and basic infantry work. I'm combat decorated. I was discharged with honorable paperwork. I had an honorable discharge and I absolutely love the Marine Corps. We're going on the next guy. This next person, guys, I actually talked to. We're going to read what I wrote to this person. I don't think you guys were ready for this. I really don't think you guys were ready for this type of live. I have receipts for this, guys. I have receipts. Oh, let me see real quick. Okay, guys. Semper Fidelis. I have this next person. I think you're going to really like this. Spasiba about the baby. I'm so happy that my wife is healthy and that we're going to have a child soon. This next one, guys, trust me. This next one's really good. Okay, here we go. This is it, guys. The next person on the list is called Nikki Prochin. Okay? Everybody comment, do you know who Nikki Prochin is? I'm showing you what I wrote to him August 1, 2023, guys. Nikki Prochin, I think is his name. Nikki Prochin. If you don't know him, we're going to look at him. And he's a pretty big YouTuber, guys. And let's read what I wrote. Thank you so much for subscribing. No idea? Okay. This is good. You guys are going to meet another YouTuber. This is absolutely fine. So I wrote to him, good day, Nikki. My name is Daniel. I'm a Mexican American. I watch your streams and videos. You answered my question about Americans living in Russia and your thoughts. I am an older man, a war veteran, a tired man at 33 years old. So when I came to Russia, I never expected to like it. I did not choose to live in Russia. I just stayed because I liked the calm town where I live now. Your mentality is beautiful when you described how it's fine to like a place and no politics involved. Exactly. Anyways, you can read what I said. This is what he answered. Hi, Daniel. I'm glad you found peace in Siberia, part of Russia. Nature is astonishing there. I don't have any prejudice against people based on where they want to live and what kind of things they like. I only have prejudice to people who do terrible things. So this is this guy, okay? Now I'm going to show you his channel. This guy has a pretty big channel. A lot of you guys are saying that you don't know him. I'm honestly surprised because he's one of the larger channels in Russia. And we're going to look at his channel now. It's interesting. No, there has been no. Okay, that's fine. We're going to learn a little bit then. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, he has over 200,000 subscribers. He is way bigger than I am. He is a bigger channel, and let's just look at his videos, okay? I wanted to put people that some of you guys maybe didn't know, because there are other YouTubers who make content about Russia or were making content in Russia, and they are not here anymore. So yes, we'll get over Analog. Analog is talking about the money stuff, and we are going to be talking about that in the end. We have 3 more people to go over. 217,000 is pretty damn big, man. I'm not even at 100,000. So it's pretty damn big. When you're talking about channels, anything over 100,000 is a pretty big channel, guys. Keep in mind that YouTube chooses what to push, who to push, when to push. And when you see channels over 100,000, they have an opportunity to prosper, okay? So it's pretty cool that he's a big channel. Let's be honest. Now we're going to be looking at his content here. Okay? You can see his thumbnails are very neutral. His thumbnails at the most recent videos are very neutral. Let's look at his old videos. There you go. Absolutely neutral. He's a big channel. He's a traveling channel. His first videos, obviously, we're not going to get that many views. But the further you go in, he starts getting hundreds of thousands here, 60,000. And it is all neutral. It is all neutral. And that's it, guys. He's only had this channel for 4 years, and this is all the videos he's had. Now, we're going to be looking at the channel where he says that he left Russia. Let's see what happens. He left Russia somewhere over here, maybe. Let's see what he has to say.
1 week ago.
Okay, here we go. This is what he has to say, guys. I'm done here. I'm done there. How and why I left Russia. So let's see why. Yes, T, I can see your comment. Okay, guys. So this is a neutral. This is what I consider a neutral male YouTuber. Okay. He is a guy. He's not trans. He's straight. He's nothing's like out of the ordinary. This is the first channel that I ever saw about Russia who was neutral.
I could not expect to say this, but all recent events made me reconsider my decision to stay in Russia. I also received hundreds of messages saying that I should leave Russia while I can, and here I am, saying that I have to leave Russia. And I don't like all the clickbaity things, so here is a list of key major things that I'm going to talk in details in today's video. I made the decision to leave Russia on September 22nd. My flight from Petersburg to Moscow to Istanbul cost me about $1,500 American dollars, and I spent about 2 hours catching that ticket. And I left on September 25th. There was no real interrogation on the border, and during passport control I only was asked one question related to mobilization. This experience of running from Russia was quite bizarre, so let me share all the whats, hows and whys. Is it even grammatically correct to say this in English? Hi, my name is Nikki. I live in Istanbul city for the next couple of months.
Okay, we're not going to look too deep into him because I want to move on to the next guys. But I wanted to bring him up because he's a good example of someone who didn't want to be in the conflict and just left, but never made anti-Russian videos. Okay, so just understand that he left 2 years ago, guys. He left 2 years ago. Not everybody's made to be in the military. Not everybody's a good warrior. He left 2 years ago. Let's look at his most recent content. Compare this with Sanctioned Ivan, right? This is nothing like that guy. I personally, I'm gonna put a poll. We're gonna do this one pretty fast, guys. We are making this one fast. Please, everybody go vote. Is Nikki anti-Russian? But look, for me, after he left, his thumbnails stayed the same. This guy stayed consistent the entire time. But I do want to show you something. Right here, as you can see next to me, he did meet Natasha. A lot of these YouTubers met each other because they had to leave to the same countries. Just because, he met with other people, I don't take that as anti-Russian, okay? But just notice that he did meet up with that one who was anti-Russian. I'm going to put up the poll now. We're going to go faster on this because we are going to get to the most important ones. One second. We're putting the poll up right now. We're polling for Nikki. Okay. My personal opinion is he is not anti-Russian. He's just not meant to be in a Russian society. Not everybody is meant to be in Russia. Not even Russians, guys. Not every Russian is meant to be in Russia. Russia is not for beginners. Some people are born in Russia and they don't belong in Russia. Just like some people like me who was born in Los Angeles, California, and I belong in Siberia, freezing my ass off. I was made for this. I play on expert level at all times. My server has to be on expert mode or I'm not happy. Some people's level has to be easy or medium or just moderate because they can't live that life. I have to have a high stakes life, a really expert mode life. So guys, do not judge people who left because they simply did not want to take part in Russian society. Do not vote from what I'm saying. I am just giving you my opinion. I am voting because I believe not every Russian needs to be in Russia, just like not every American needs to be in America. Thank you guys so much. We are moving on to the next person here. This next one, I think maybe some of you guys know him. All right, we're moving on to this next one here. I myself never knew about this guy. Now we're gonna do another male. I never knew about this guy. I honestly had no idea, but when I typed, I left Russia. That's how I found many of these people, by the way, guys. I found these people by typing, I left Russia. And this is the guy that came up. I believe his name is Konstantin. Do you guys know who this guy is? I didn't know anything about him. But when I typed in, I left Russia, this guy came up. So let me know, guys, if you know him. Type on the comment section. Before we get to him, somebody said make the alert box smaller. Let's see. How does this look? All right, we'll make it that small. We'll make it that small. If it bothers other people, man on the road, we'll make it this small. We'll keep it this small for the future. I just really like seeing the bear walking in, okay, guys? So listen, guys. When I typed in, I left Russia, this guy had the most views. This guy... well, not the most views compared to the main guy who is NFKRZ, but this guy was definitely one on the list that was prominent in that genre of hating Russia. Now, I will say, if you don't know him, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because it looks like this guy was probably made for this type of content. I looked only about 2 videos of his, and it looks like he has been training for this moment all of his life. It looks like he has been training to become someone who wants to present something that is not the way it really is. So let's dig into his content, okay? Let's look into his content, because I think it's really interesting. This is going to be the first person who I've never looked into in detail. So let's see his, let's go ahead and look at his content. We're going to go to oldest. Whoa. Okay. So even 6 years ago, this guy was already making pretty... Oh, wait, by the way, we're closing the poll. Sorry, guys, we're closing the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the poll on Nikki. And 62% said no, he is not anti-Russian. So we're going to put him as neutral. Nikki, Prochin, neutral. Okay, guys, as you can see here, this guy already 6 years ago is making thumbnails saying, will I be safe in Russia? Freedom of speech in Russia? Is Putin The True President, Why Russians Don't Smile is a good one. Everybody knows that. Coronavirus, he was reporting in during these times. And if you look at his views, 6 years ago, they were nothing. 6 years ago, his views were absolutely nothing, and he was already making iffy kind of content. Let's keep looking at his content and see when his content picked up. Remember, we're looking to see why these people are choosing to become Russia, USA, peace and friendship. Jay, thank you so much, my friend. By the way, spasiba. You see that wolf in the emoji. Thank you so much for the donation. That's what I mostly want in life, is a world where Russia and the United States can be at least neutral. My kid will be a citizen of both. Let's look at his videos, guys. 6 years ago. His views start kind of picking up 4 years from now. His videos are a little bit clickbaity, right? He's leaning towards a problem. I have a feeling that it's going to be the same when the war in Ukraine starts. You can see the coronavirus thing. He's milking it as much as he can. Let's keep looking at it. All right, now let's look at his most recent videos. So you can see he kind of leans in. Let's look at his most popular videos, actually. His most popular videos, interesting. It's Sanctions, My Last McDonald's, Ukrainian troops are pushing further in Russia, Life in Russia under sanctions. So his videos were really not that great. He doesn't have a lot of views, even though he seems to be a pretty big channel. He has almost 400,000 subscribers, but his videos were not always the best. Let's look at now his most recent videos. Oh, that one's iffy, boys. Always remember who was responsible for the Ukraine war. Okay, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what he has to say here.
3 years ago, Russia treacherously attacked and invaded Ukraine. Soon after, Russia turned its aggression towards the West, announcing that the country was in the war with the West and was planning to burn the Western countries in a nuclear inferno. And the West responded in a very normal, right way. For 3 years, it was calling out Russia's crap, uniting, hitting back with the isolation and the sanctions, and supporting Ukraine. All kinds of support, fine. They wanted you to freeze to death. Remember this? Zima будет холодной. It'll be a long and cold winter. A commercial all over Russian propaganda. Commented by the officials with loves by the thousands of...
Okay, I'm gonna put the poll now because I was gonna research his channel on live. I've never seen him before. I'm gonna put the poll up now. Is he anti-Russian? Yes or no? I think with that last little clip, I'm just like, let's go ahead and put the poll up, guys. I don't even know his dumb name. I think it's Constantine. Is our latest guy anti-Russian? Is this guy anti-Russian? The title of this, always remember who was responsible for the war. Again, as a person who's been to war, it's very hard to justify any war because war is really bad to talk about anyways. But this guy kind of has a dog in the fight. This is where a problem arises. I am not going to defend Russia. It's not my position. I'm not a politician. So I'm not going to talk on that, but go ahead and vote. We have 60 votes. Let's try to get to 100 votes, guys. If we get to 100 votes, it'll be much easier to actually decide whether he's a traitor. No, sorry. If he's actually anti-Russian or not. We have 64 votes. I think we have at least 100 people watching this live stream. I'm going to look at another part of his videos. And if you don't know if he's a traitor yet, let's continue then. Let's continue doing some research. Okay, I see now. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at this video now. This is why I stand with Ukraine against injustice. Let's take a look what he has to say there. Again, people have a short-term memory. I am not going to defend Russia. I'm not going to say anything to defend Russia, but I will say that he seems to have a short-term memory because all you have to do is look on YouTube for things that were happening in 2014. Some things were happening back in the past. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's see what he has to say.
Howdy, Fred.
I am not your friend. We have 78 votes, guys. Let's try to get to 100 votes, please. Let's go ahead and look at this.
My name is Konstantin. I am the host of Inside Russia YouTube channel. For the last 3 years, I have conducted live streams and videos daily where I try my best to explain what has been done to Ukraine by my country. I am Russian, born and raised in Russia. I am an intelligent, well-educated, well-traveled, and very experienced 48-year-old man. A Christian who is full of pain, guilt, and remorse. Listen to me very carefully now. The following is exactly what has happened in Ukraine. Do not ever forget that. Vladimir Putin made the decision to start Russian-Ukrainian war. He ordered Russian troops to invade Ukraine and kill resisting Ukrainians. Vladimir Putin...
Okay, so this guy giving his opinion is not what makes, in my mind, anti-Russian. I'm going to tell you, what I have a problem with this guy now is a little bit similar to what Ivan suffered from. So Ivan had a very, very deep bias for the reality of life. And it looks like this guy has a bias in history. So the fact that he never mentions anything else, because if you scroll through his videos, he will never mention anything past 2022. So if you have such an adamant position in an argument, it shouldn't be a recent bias. So he obviously has anti-Russian mentality. There's nothing that's going to change that man. The vote is at 92. We need 8 more to close the poll. If he was a true analyst, he would actually reference anything that was before 2022 that led to the conflict. Who knows what the hell he's working for, but honestly, I don't think people like him are going to go anywhere in life because it's a present bias that he has. His only bias is of the current events. If you show him any footage from 2014 to 2021, he will dismiss it, and his bias is now a recent idea of reality. We have 98 votes, guys. 2 more votes, and we're closing the poll. Is this guy anti-Russian, yes or no? We're leaving this on the polls, guys. After the polls close, we're going to be looking at other things. By the way, I'm again not referencing anything because I'm not trying to have a dog in the fight. I'm just adding nuance to the people who I'm showing are hell-bent on an idea, but they don't add any nuance. They don't add any substance to their how would I say it? Like, they don't actually add meat to what they're trying to articulate. They use the same things that everybody else says. I had to leave. This was an illegal war. Like, you guys, those guys who are making these videos, they're not politicians. They're not actual reporters. They're just people who shame other people for not hating Russia. I just said suka. This light's in my face. Okay, closing the polls now, guys. So far, this one has been the most anti-Russian votes. 89% voted at 104 votes. 89% voted he is. So we're going to make him anti-Russian. We're going to put him under Constantine. Yeah, I did have laser eye surgery. Okay, the next one and the final boss. We were going to be talking about this girl here. I was going to be talking about this girl, but I don't even want to mention her because this girl right here is young. And I don't want to pick on her and I don't want to talk about her, but just look at her. She's 19 years old in this video and she left Russia and she met with one of the anti-Russians and she was influenced by one of the anti-Russians to leave Russia. I have no business talking negatively about little girls, but what I wanted to say is this young girl made a video about leaving Russia because she was influenced by other people. And the point I'm trying to make is these influencers who are Russian, they still have influence on many Russians. And they often make these Russians make bad decisions. By making their anti-Russian propaganda, a lot of young Russians will want to leave and it can ruin their lives. So, we're going to go and look at the boss. The boss man.
So, my home country of Russia.
We're going to be looking at the boss, boys. Before we even get into this, if you're just joining the live, I want to show you something that happened. The next one, and probably he's watching. Roman NFKRZ is probably watching. Bro, welcome to the stream. I know you're watching because I know you posted about me. I don't have anything against you, bro. I know you're watching somewhere angry as hell in a country that doesn't even probably know who you are. Like, you've been traveling from country to country because you're scared of Russia or I don't know what the hell, but just know that I don't hate you. To prove that I know you're watching, we're going to go ahead and show what he sent out to the internet. Oops. I know you're watching, bro. If you're just joining the channel, guys, he posted this on his Instagram. He knew this live was happening. Okay? He knew this was happening. So Roman, this is not a hate video. I'm not like you, bro. I'm too old and I'm too traveled. So I know you're watching, and if you didn't know, this is what he wrote. This is the most pathetic YouTuber in existence. I think you take the title for that. I'm not trying to be rude, but I think you're worse than me, bro. He got butthurt. Yes, that's right. And he wrote about me on his story. And the thing is, I don't even hate him for it. We have some people who are watching today who are veterans of the military in the United States. They joined the stream and they made their voice known that, hey, by the way, you're out of line, bro. There's a lot of Russian Americans that watch you. There's a lot of Russian people in the United States, bro. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are Russian descendants, man. And you're irresponsible because you trash their country. You humiliate a lot of their family members' service. A lot of people have no choice. You yourself say, oh, they were mobilized. You trash on these people's families. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are Russian descendants, man. You are irresponsible. You are the largest Russian YouTuber that influences the Western audience. Pathetic. And you come take shots at me, bro? You took shots at me when I was 1,000 subscribers, less than 1,000. Look at this. I was at less than 1,000 subscribers. Bro, you have to be watching this probably crying. You got to give it up. Now let's take a deep dive into what Roman has turned into. One of my favorite YouTubers, believe it or not. And I'm so proud that I get to make this video, Roman, because I really do enjoy your content. It's freaking hilarious. Let's go and look at his content now. We're going to be looking at his content. I am not going to be biased because I know the pressure that he was in. Okay, I know the kind of pressure that the young man was in. I think I'm fair in my assessment so far. I think I'm fair in my assessment. We're going to be looking at his old videos first. You know how it goes, boys. Let's go here, videos. Okay, here we go. We're going to be oldest. So his channel is 11 years old. Holy crap. Okay, so his and by the way, guys, like Ginger said, like she hates him. The reason why I can't hate him is because I pity a fool. He's a young man who is caught up in his head, you know. You know he's emotional. He must have a lot of mental disorder in his life. I don't look down upon that. I'm autistic as hell, like certified autist. And I have to deal with it, right? But I do have some sort of sympathy for people who cannot deal with their mental illness. He himself cannot think for himself. He's very easily influenced. Bert Miles, thank you for joining. Okay, so here's this channel. We're going to have to scroll way down. 11 years old. 10 years. 9. 8 years. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of views, man. Oh, there he is. Now, you can see his channel is old, but he was getting so many views early. And he may be the first Russian YouTuber that influenced Westerners. So like I said, he has a lot of, how would I say it? It's responsibility, right? So he felt like there was a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Now keep in mind, this is 8 years, right? This is 8 years. He's making video game stuff. 400,000 views, 500, 600,000 views. This is crazy. He's really popping off, man. Now he's getting a little older. He started growing into himself. I started watching him somewhere around here when he looked like this. Like when he was with Bald and Bankrupt, right? I think Bald and Bankrupt kind of blew up his channel a little bit more. Bald and Bankrupt kind of put this guy on the map. They had their falling out. A lot of people have been guessing that Roman was like his child toy and he got tired of him. Not for me to say if it's true or not, but if you look at his old content, he started popping off when Bald and Bankrupt. Oh, wow. Dan, Roman replied to my comment on his story post about you. He replied like a hateful crybaby. Let me know if you want to see. I got the screenshot. Oh my gosh, we have live replies. Okay, Red Star Guy, do you have Telegram? So guys, if you're just watching, Red Star Guy went under freaking special operations. He went on a freaking mission. Now we know that Roman is actually watching. Roman, hello, brother. We're about to see what you replied. Thank you so much for replying because it's going to be funny. Red Star Guy, Telegram me. I'm going to give you the Telegram here. I'll write it. Well, actually, here, let me see. Red Star, the Wild Siberian, Telegram me. I'll be waiting, guys. You're about to see in real time the lunacy of Roman. His channel has over 1 million subscribers. He hasn't been getting a lot of views lately. He's kind of spiraling out of control. He's running out of ideas of how to hate Russia. I am not even going to question if he's anti-Russian. I just know that he is. But the problem that I have with him is that he's anti-immigrant in Russia. Yeah. Red Star Guy, at the Wild Siberian, brother, please write to me. And if you guys, by the way, if you want to join our community, oh, there's my boy. Red Star on it like freaking swim. He was in there like swimwear, boys. He was in there like swimwear. We got the proof here. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm trying to figure out which one is okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. All right, so we're going to be doing, if I save this, and okay, we got it. I got it, boys. I got it. Let me maneuver here. All right, so we're about to look at what Red Star got replied by Roman. Roman, this is freaking hilarious that you would go out of your way to answer the way you did. It just shows the true colors. They bleed through so well in this portion of the show here. Just getting this ready here, boys. Give me a second. Oops. By the way, guys, if you guys are members, Giga Chad Red Star Guy, geez, he really went through the trenches for this. He really pulled through, man. Like, that's a special text operation that he pulled through. Please Giga Chat him up in chat. If you're a member, really Giga Chat him up. Well deserved. It's freaking hilarious. We seriously are on real time stuff here. I'm gonna hide that there. So you can see that it is Roman there. I'm gonna get you chat up, boys. That is Roman there. And so Red Star guy went and posted the story. So bro thinks this is a gotcha moment. Grammar might not be good, but the point still stands. Let's see. It's impossible for it's impossible for Roman's brain to compute that people can serve in the US military and form opinions after separating, retiring. You are one of a kind. Laughing my ass off. Also, thanks for shouting this guy out. We'll check him out. It's so funny, dude. So he gets a response from Roman, and it is hilarious, man, because he baby rages. Get off my dick, little bro. Replying to every effing story with hate because you're seething. You're a seething megatard. Fuck you and fuck America. Oh my gosh. Dude. F America? And notice he puts KKK because he thinks that all Americans, because if we're proud, we're KKK or like supremacists. Like if this doesn't expose him, F America, it like if there's anybody who watches Roman and is from the United States, shame on you. Because you have to be proud at least enough to understand that there's people like him who just use you for views and make you hate your country like he hates his country. He really, really is gaslighting a lot of people, and he kind of puts what he wants other people to be like. F America because he hates Russia so much and he can't stand the fact that Russia and America are not enemies. He wants the downfall of America to happen so bad. So Midwest Man says, I'm enjoying this live. You do great work. Thank you so much. But really thank the operation from Red Star guy going balls deep in Roman, dude. This really deserves a channel ribbon. I don't have a way of thanking you, brother, because you really had to go through that. You had to go through this guy insulting you the way that he did. We are going to save this and put it in the archives of backwards thinking. Oh man, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. We're gonna just, please guys, Giga chat him up. That is the only way we can show appreciation right now, Red Star guy. You know, right now, this is you, bro. You really brought this out and shared it in real time on this live. We were talking about Roman, how big of a dirtbag that he is, but I was not expecting this, man. I didn't think that he would go this low and say F America the way he did. We missed the super chat. Let me see. Let me put it on. Oh man, this is crazy. I just don't get it. Honestly, I just don't get what is so bad in his mind that he can't accept that we don't want to be enemies. I'm going to be looking at his titles because I'm scared that he might come after me. If I show any parts of his videos, he might go crazy on me. But it's fair use. It should be fair use, but Roman, I know you're watching, buddy. I'm not going to show some of your videos I've done in the past, and you've had some of my videos deleted. I don't know what happened. I broke down one of your videos and it got deleted from my YouTube. You are on me, like you need to relax. So let's go ahead and go to his channel now. By the way, guys, please do subscribe if you're not subscribed. It helps the channel grow. We're gonna keep a close eye on this Roman because, listen, guys, he goes out of his way to try to humiliate people like me. This video would have never existed if he didn't make videos like he does. I'm gonna show you right now. So we already know his type of content. I want to show you something. One of these videos that really bothered me that made no sense. Where is it? Okay, one thing that I do agree with him is when people like, he really exploited the hell out of this barber guy. This barber guy is a super radical. I don't support radicalization of any people. So this guy here, this barber, he was perfect bait for Roman to use. But he used this barber as a representation of all the rest of the people who moved to Russia. He kind of packaged everybody into the radical mentality of that barber. And that is really, really weird because you have to understand, Roman has to get views. Roman's channel has been dying. Roman has over 1 million subscribers, but he can't break 1 million views anymore. And I mean, I wouldn't expect my channel to get a lot of views. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't work for a living on YouTube. He does, and he needs the views. So let's continue here. There's something that there's a video that specifically called out Westerners. Let me see. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. He made these videos calling people Z-Westerners, calling people Z-Westerners because they immigrated to Russia. And he's talking about the Australian family, guys. You have to understand. Let me just take a moment. He's calling people Z-Westerners because they chose to immigrate to Russia while he immigrated to other countries himself. You can't get any more hypocritical than that. Roman, you're watching this, dude. You have to grow up. You're maybe in your late 20s now, and you can't just be living off of other people, okay? You are an immigrant yourself. If people want to move to Russia, it's their decision. Not everybody who moves to Russia is a Z-zombie. Not everybody who moves to Russia is moving because they support a conflict. A lot of people who move to Russia are starting new lives. A lot of people come from poorer regions than you. You are an entitled little white man who has lived his entire life in privilege. You have what they call in America white male privilege, or like you literally have it. A lot of people in the West joke about having like white privilege, but you actually have it. You grew up in a house, you have both parents, and you've traveled all over the world now. You reached YouTube celebrity status through Bald and Bankrupt, and then you humiliate people who wanted to move to the country that you promoted for many years. You're like the biggest example of a traitor, of a Judas. Like you're the Judas of Judases, because you will do anything for the coins in your hand. You promoted Russia for so long, and you became an immigrant to so many countries, yet when people moved to Russia for new beginnings, you shamed them because you couldn't stand the fact that they could live in Russia and you cannot. You are a sad person. And everything that I'm saying is true, Roman, and you're watching this. You wrote to one of my new subscribers belittling him because he had an opinion. You belittled one of my new subscribers because they had a legitimate opinion about what you did, about what you said. If you were man enough, you could come on live and talk to me, but you would never do that. Not only because you think that your channel's too great to be linked to mine, but you seriously don't have substance in between your ears in abundance or in great enough number to even sit and have a conversation with me. I usually say that when people don't have enough in between their ears, I don't want them to talk to me because they have nothing to say. You seem to lack substance in between those things. But if you're man enough, if you have something down there that's hanging, contacted me. I'm not hard to find. The Wild Siberian, write to me. You could have an open debate on why I believe that you're wrong about calling immigrants to Russia Z people. I don't know what the hell you called. Z Westerners. So I have to say, I'm gonna let him for now, but expect a full video, guys. He merits a full video for himself. If he thought that this live was not like something, just wait. We'll make a full video on him and it'll be a legitimate video exposing him. Now we have more proof of how he treats his subscribers. Now we have more proof. Not only does he hate me, but he hates all of America. I repeat, he used to be on America's ball sack. He wanted so badly to come to America until he was denied entry, until we got a new president, and then he was anti-America. Okay, guys, let's take a break and let's take questions from the audience. We have about 100 people watching still. I appreciate everybody who's been watching up until now. I appreciate all of the donations. You guys keep the show going. And really, man, it's incredible what you guys have done today. It's been amazing. Wait a minute. Red Star guy has more information here. We're going to go ahead and show you the rest of Red Star's conversation. Because Red Star really went in on him. Denver Thug. Is it impossible for an American who loves Russian history to visit during Victory Day? No. Denver, you can visit during Victory Day. Brother, I'm going to celebrate it here. This is going to be my third May 9th. And just so you know, my members, listen, guys, members, some of you guys are here and you're not using the emojis when we have to use them. We have May 9th. We're getting ready for the celebration. We have May 9th emojis, guys. You can come. You need to get that tourist visa as soon as possible. May 9th is fastly approaching. Get your visa. Do the celebrations. I think you'll have a good time in Russia. I don't promote Russia for living. I promote Russia for visiting. Russia is not for everyone to live. Russia is for everybody to come and visit. Thank you guys so much for being members, and thank you, Ginger, for donating the memberships. We do have these May 9th celebration emojis ready. Sorry. We are using ads on this because it's very hard to be a YouTuber inside of Russia. Everybody knows this. Sorry about this. I think it's put every 6 minutes. I will take it off. Sorry about that. I can take off the ads right now. We'll go ahead and do that. We're going to take the ads off. I took off the advertisements. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I think that we can put the advertisements after the video is published. Again, the reason why I do the advertisements is because it's very hard to become, to gain monetization as a YouTuber from Russia, because you need views from outside of Russia. And a lot of my viewers are from Russia themselves. Okay, the advertisement should be off, Terry. Just refresh the page. Ozark says, I have premium, no ads here. Really cool. Okay, guys. I want to gear off of him after I show you the rest of the screenshots, okay? We're going to be doing the rest of the screenshots here because Red Star guy really went in and got more information on him. I wonder if I do this, if it shows. Okay. Red Star, brother, I'm gonna show one of your good burns. Again, I don't want to stay on him because I'm gonna make a full video. And Red Star guy, I will be referencing your things in the full video that I make about him. Just be aware that's gonna happen, okay, brother? I'm gonna be showing one more picture from his chat. I'm gonna be showing you a burn essentially that Red Star sent to him. I freaking love that kind of stuff, man. Here we go. We're gonna just show you guys. How do we do this here? Boop. This has been one of the craziest live streams I've ever done. And mostly because of this live stuff that Red Star guy really popped up and it came in clutch. So I wanted to show what Red Star guy had to say because, you know, this really shows you the type of person that used to subscribe or knows about Roman, right? So because nobody is interested in watching your content anymore, Westerners are waking up and liking Russia more and more as the Western leader of the world is restoring diplomatic bridge. Okay, that right there, guys, that's essentially the rage that he has, guys. Roman is angry because the bridge is coming back together. Roman is angry that he's not going to be able to cross that bridge. And Red Star guy is letting him know that the leader of the United States is trying to build a bridge again. I'm thinking that's what he was referencing when he says that the Western leader of the world is restoring diplomatic bridge. I think that's what he's trying to say. And Roman is not going to be able to cross that bridge. Roman has chose his side, and he cannot cross that bridge if we ever have friendship again. He cannot go back to Russia. He cannot be seen as a friend, as an ally of the people. He has already said F Americans. He has said F America, and he is not a person of the people. He has so much hate in his heart that he can never come back. Oh, and this thing is about to die, and I didn't even notice. Okay, guys, I'm going to be doing a switch here. 1 second. I'm going to run this. My camera is almost dead. Thank you, Danny Grimm, for subscribing. I'm going to be making a full video. Please do look at my most recent videos. Before I log off here, we are going to be polling. We're going to be polling one last thing, okay? I'm going to be polling one last thing here. I essentially want to know if you guys would be willing to watch a full episode on Roman. You guys are watching live. It seems like the topic is something that people have enjoyed. I'm thinking about making a full episode because what he said to our boy here, I don't accept it. I don't think that Red Star guy should have taken stray bullets like that. Red Star guy was somebody who followed him on Instagram, saw the story, and called him out on his bullshit. And Red Star guy came, subscribed. I'm really thankful. And I think because of what he replied, I'm going to be making a full video on Roman, exposing his nasty little tendencies. So please let me know, vote. Would you be willing to watch a full video on that? I had already made a video on Roman, but YouTube deleted it. I don't know if they're going to delete it again, but I think I'm going to be producing that video. Please go ahead and vote, guys. Before we end this live stream, I would like to know how many people would be willing to watch that video. I also released most recent video, but guys, if you want to keep in touch with me, join the Russian Experience. That's our Telegram. Red Guy, brother, join our Telegram. You're a really cool guy. Join our community. I'm going to be linking our Telegram on the screen, on the chat, so you guys can join it. If you want to have information about how to come to Russia, how to get a visa, all of these. Here, guys, check this out. We are, I am pinning our Telegram channel. If you wanted to watch a full video, you can comment there. I think I froze. Yeah, join our Telegram. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wait, does he have a channel? Bro, what the heck? Red Star guy posted last 4 years ago. Bro, if you guys want to subscribe to him, subscribe to him. He hasn't posted, but I'm seriously commending him. He is Wild Siberia Channel Special Forces. He's really took this stream to the next level. He's like our Harambe. He took a stray bullet from Roman to give us a better live stream. He made this live stream complete. Thank you, brother. One more shout out for you, bro. Super Giga Chad. I really appreciate what you did. You didn't have. This thing's really gonna keep freezing on me. Guys, it's 2:30 in the morning. I've gone for 2 hours and 18 minutes. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to all the new members. Thank you so much for liking. Please watch my most recent video. Yeah, I talk about hypocrisy in the last video. Goodbye, guys. Please, you can comment now goodbye, and I won't log off until you guys spam good night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Send me off, guys. Send me off. If it's frozen, maybe it's gonna come back. Send me off. All right, guys. Good night, guys. I won't leave until you guys send me off with my good night. I really appreciate it. Ginger, I love you. Thank you for helping with the stream as always. Sid, thank you, guys. I saw a lot of familiar faces, man. It's been a pleasure streaming today. Good night.